Right, hi everyone. Last weekend we did a play testing of some rules that'll be out in October, August, October time, somewhere around there. And it's called, which you would recognise the name, Maelstrom Doomsday. This is, just a couple of decades after 1066, and we were just literally, going through and play testing the character generation rules. It's called Life Path, the Life Path rule set, similar to the Traveller that a lot of us know. Quite a lot of negative things can happen to you to do with this rule set, but considering the when it's based as anyway, in the Dark Ages and that, and to be honest, they're still in the playtest phase anyway, so there probably will be changes. I felt the rules itself for the character generation was pretty good, but it can take over an hour to generate your character. By the time I finished mine, I ended up 40 years old and I became a sailor, which I'll read through what I come up with later on. It was edited a little bit and improved a little bit because I ran out of time really to really make the improvements I wanted to. So Gary did it for me, so thanks for that. But we did some characters. We actually came up with the some of the backgrounds for it. I just feel I'll just go through the characters that we did create, just their backgrounds and the faults of each person, and I'll probably leave it as that, at least for now. But I'll go through the ones that we've done, and what was it, Jake or Jack? I can't remember the name of the guy that. But never mind, Gary knows, and he'll probably pull it down on the video anyway. But he done it with faults first, and then the basic background of the character. All characters don't take about a page, if that. So this is his faults on it. Character creation process itself felt rather intuitive. The stages undertaken, the reason behind it being easy to understand, which of course is good. As for the creation itself, the characters, the order did help create an immersion into the character and how they may feel about situations. An example being that while creating Harold the Feckless, we got the impression that this character would be similar to the somewhat cliche idea of the slacker, is capable, but for whatever reason, this case, the unfortunate career as an stage can't be bothered to see things through. This is now the background for Harold the Feckless. Born to poor Anglo-Saxon peasantry, Harold is an unremarkable lad by appearance who possesses a hidden capacity to sense and control forces beyond the normal. At the age of 13, the opportunity to join the group of entertainers arises, which is taken without hesitation. Though enthusiastic, Harold's ability to entertain never had the opportunity to develop beyond average. A short string of poor performances gaining him the anger of several of his fellow performers who treated him badly, at times even going so far as to beat him. After 3 hard years, Harold was able to put together enough silver to leave and set up shop as a trader. His experience in getting people's attention and learned ability to watch his back coming in essential in pushing his wares. The next 4 years were fairly uneventful, trading in the markets by day and learning the basics of combat from veterans who he befriended, so he might stand up for himself should the needs ever arise. Though peaceful, Harold began to regret not further exploring his hidden talents. In time, losing motivation for his craft, decided to move on. One night on the way back from a meeting, this little bit is literally because each character actually, has got experience or some experience with something paranormal happening to them. So I'll read that through. And the camera's a bit different, so getting used to the camera angles. So sorry about that. One night on the way back from the meeting with a fellow trader looking to buy his mule, Harold senses an unnatural aura stronger than he previously. Quickly looking about to find the source of the aura, Harold sees in the shadows a hooded individual with black canvas. Where others have a face, the spectre quickly disappears in the shadows before Harold comes to a decision on what to do. That's the first of the characters. I'll read. I'll read mine actually. Do that one next. I'll try to be as quick as I can with it. There's quite a bit here, you see. Right. Goda stance. I'll read Jess's out. And she started with about my character. It's I've got sort of this room out still, so the camera, I had to stick, here where a DVD shelf is. But I'm in the process of sorting out a lot of stuff, so hopefully things will get sorted at some point. But yeah, back to it. My name is Goda. People call me Big Goda. Big Goda because I'm huge. People find this strange as I'm female. I'm tall, 6'6" to be precise, and huge, 18 stone. I even have the awesome eyesight, Hawkeye, much better than my peers. Having good eyesight is extremely useful as a farmer. There's always an animal that gets lost and I have to find it. We have to be careful with our finances as I am and my family are Anglo-Saxon peasants. Fortunately, my family gave me 3D to start off with. Being a big female, people sometimes find me intimidating, so this helps in bartering, which gives her a +2. When it comes to selling our produce, for about 8 years I've been a farmer and I've worked hard under my money. 9D, my first, This enabled me to have 18D, and I realised it was time to 18 pennies, I believe. It was time to explore the world and sights when I became 21 years of age. Fortunately, being a farmer, we had a horse that was able to bring my horse Toby on my travels, and rode Toby much of my way around the world. Poor Toby, to manage my weight, Toby is strong and has to become strong. We crossed the English Channel to get to France and the mainland. I found the people spoke a strange language, Norman French. I had to learn it in order to survive. France is a strange land and many occurrences have happened. Once I was in the woods with Toby the horse. I saw a fire that was burning without heat. It was very weird, and unfortunately no one was there to see it with me. When I tried to tell people about my strange encounters, no one believed me. To this day I'm still trying to find some explanation as to what happened. Here's her opinion on this. This character creation is an interesting form of creation. I like that a lot of the creation is based on a dice roll as opposed to your choices, because life is not all about choice. Sometimes luck is involved, sometimes it's based on the choices that come your way. There was a bit of choice in the game, and sometimes it's about how you were raised and opportunities that are given you due to how you were raised. And that was Goda. What's next? freckles has been done. This is Siegfried the Boar, which is Gary's character, and at the moment can't seem to find mine. I swore I printed it out, so I'll have to do it in a separate video. Just have to edit it two together, to be honest. Right, this is to the patron, so he's done it in the style of a report. Report on Siegfried the Boar. My lord, you have asked me to compile a report on a number of likely suspects that meet the requirements you have set. I have them here for your approval. The first is a Dane by the name of Siegfried, otherwise known as Siegfried the Boar, a character who, well known among those who knew him to spin many a tall tale, as his deed experienced something of a supernatural origin. But before we go into that, my lord, let me give you a brief history of the fellow. By all accounts, he's always been a bit of a rough sort, lashing out due to the slightest of provocations, and has earned the name Boar in more ways than one. In fact, from his nature, temperament, and even looks, he has attributes of a tough, old, grizzled, scarred boar. But I would advise you not to mention it. As well, he has since taken the name as a badge of honour, and is just as thick-skinned as his namesake. He can turn nasty at any moment. Our first record of him is being the only survivor of a house fire that left him badly scarred, although the locals we spoke to were quite snide to comment that may have been an improvement to his looks. In any case, it was during that time that he went off for 6 years to sail up and down the coast like his ancestors, and caused quite a bit of bother for being booted off the ship for insubordination. He then turned back in his hometown and was notified by the entourage of the king, your brother. He pushed his way through the crowd to see the king, and in an odd display of respect touched the hem of his cloak. He was taken away for a swift beating, but managed to give as good as he got, which impressed the soldiers enough to give him taken on board as a mercenary. He spent 12 years in this role, quite successfully by all accounts. It seemed to agree with him, despite receiving 2 grievous wounds to his leg and head respectively. During that time, it hasn't done much more than slowing down a bit and shorten an already short temper. In his last major battle, we have a good account from Sir Bertrand of Loins, no less, that he fought with bravery and valour, and would have been offered a more permanent role as Sergeant at Arms in his service for his actions that resulted in the safekeeping of a squire of Sir Bertrand, if it were not for what was to follow. After celebrating heavily with the rest of the surviving mercenaries back at their camp, he had an altercation with a number of his fellows on account of what described as a bloody evil hand crawling about, nearly a body to go with it. He claims it was responsible for the murders, but witnesses who came to see what the commotion was only saw Siegfried surrounded by the bodies of his comrades. It must be mentioned that despite the event, it does seem to be quite a character even for him. Lucky it was only plea for pardon from Sir Bertrand that saved him from the gallows. He is currently in one of the safe places you requested set up for those you are looking for. Whilst I can see his potential usefulness, my lord, my only opinion is to be worried the man. I expect him to be more liability than a benefit. And then it goes on about his opinions, which takes up a page, but still. Personally, I really quite enjoyed it. Remind me of the character generation process for Traveller. While different from the original Maelstrom, I would say it was felt more fun making this character. I was a bit worried at first. I felt his character's statistics weren't exactly helpful, I usually like to play mages and such like, but after a process of making his life and seeing him through the go through everything, I felt connection to him and looking forward to playing him once the game is released. The only things that spring to mind are most of the events seems to be negative, but I suppose that is fitting and balances things out a bit. I would have liked to know what each of the skills do, but I'm sure that will be coming. Finally, I would have liked to have seen a bit of variation within each of the careers a bit, insofar as being able to choose certain variables. I can imagine people who were all peasants, for example, may have similar skills, stats, making it a bit redundant, although I assume the odds of that happening are not as great as I'm thinking. After all, we all end up different in the end. Thanks for what you've done so far. I'm looking forward to how it develops. I'm going to see if I can find my one as well, but I don't think I printed it, which I'm surprised. I thought I did. No, which is typical, but yeah, that's a few of the characters. All in all, it was an enjoyable experience. Personally, I feel that it was a fairly balanced, fairly simple process to go through. But my character did take about an hour 10 minutes, and I will I'll read out this that character in a separate bit or edit one together to this one. That's it. I hope you did enjoy what was on the character sheets and their backgrounds. Kickstarter for Maelstrom Doomsday is still 7 days to go on it, so I do hope that people go there and pledge some money towards it, because it is well worthwhile. I'm gonna print out mine. I thought I did them all. I'm sure I did them all, but I just can't find my character, which is absolute typical. But yeah, I really do hope that that you check it out. I feel it's quite a worthy game, and yeah, Graham Botley has done a wonderful job in the way I feel, and I can't wait to play the game. Right, that's it, till next time.